Welcome to Effective Pricing. This is the entry-level version. It's designed to give you an idea of how much you can price bookkeeping services. So I'm on the dashboard right now, and when you're on the dashboard, you can create a new price. So I'm going to do that here, click at the new price button. And here we can now start to get a price. So step one is put in the client's name and then simply answer the question. So perhaps it's a new client. And you'll find for each question there's a question mark icon that when you click on it, there's a pop-up that explains what to put in the boxes. So let's imagine we have 100 transactions a month, a couple of bank accounts, perhaps a savings account, a credit card account. They're registered for sales tax, VAT in the UK, perhaps they have some overseas income, perhaps they use Intuit, QBO, perhaps they are doing just short of $500,000. Now the final question, and an expected fee, the idea here is that you will now put in here what you think you might charge for this client, what you might have done before based on your old way of pricing. So based on this particular client, I would probably have charged, I think, for a client of this size, $4,000. And the reason for this is because you'll be able to track over time how well you are pricing, how much your pricing is improving. So let's say it's 4,000. In fact, now I'm thinking it's more like 3,500. We'll go with that. Once you've done that, then you simply hit the yellow button that says get your fixed price. And what that then does is a number of calculations. At the top of the screen, you'll see a reminder of how you answer the questions. There's also a big edit button in the top right that enables you to go back and change things if you need to. But most important, you'll see a price. In this case, it's $6,212 as an annual price for doing the bookkeeping. And the price that appears will depend upon what you set as your goal by default. So I've got good here. Where do the numbers come from? So we've got good. We could equally change this price and look at the average, or we could look at great. So we get to see three different prices. The numbers come from a benchmarking research study we carried out in the summer of 2019. Over 2,680 accountants and bookkeepers took part in the survey. We looked at how much people charge for bookkeeping. We hired some mathematicians who carried out regression analysis and came up with a formula for how we price in the profession. And what we did with the software is we took the data for specific countries like the UK, Canada, the US, and then for each country, and you entered your country earlier, we then ranked the data to look at quartiles. So in other words, this happens to be the UK data, and for a client with the situation we've just put in as an answer to the questions, it suggests that the average price that's being charged is 3,727. The good price is what the top quartile would charge. So in other words, 25% of people would have charged 6,212 or higher. And great is the top 10%. 10% would have charged more than 9,753. So you can use this as a benchmark to see where you would fit. So I've got a price, I would have expected 3,500, but it's telling me here that I'm a little bit below average. And if I want to be in the top 25%, I really should be aiming to charge more like 6,200. So once you've looked at this, you can then make an informed decision based on benchmarking, based on what others in the profession are doing to decide how much you are going to price. And that's what the final box is here called final price. So based on this information, I'm thinking that I want to be somewhere better than average. I'd like to think I could charge 6,000. Perhaps not quite. I'm going to go with 5,500. So you now put in here what you think you will charge, having now seen this information, seen what others are charging. We can then hit save price, and this takes you back to the dashboard. The dashboard shows you a number of things. Firstly, it shows you the prices that you've done, the quotes that you've done, and we can see at the bottom of the list here is the one that we have just done. There's an edit button on the far right. You can always go back and edit and change. But let's say I had a meeting with this particular client and I presented the 5,500 and they agreed. So I can now toggle this no to yes to say it's been agreed at 5,500. And what we can then see at the top is in the dashboard tracks for you how you are performing with your prices. It shows you whether you're getting higher prices than you would expected or whether you're getting lower prices. So in this case, I thought I would have got 3,500. A suggested top 25% price was 6,212. I went with 5,500. It was accepted. So that's an improvement of 2,000 on what I would have received. And you can see that in the dashboard at the top. And over time, you'll see that the graphs grow as well over time. So you can see how you're tracking. Are you getting better prices? Is this helping you price better? Now, if you want to take your pricing to another level, you can upgrade at any time. You'll see the upgrade button at the top of the screen. And if you upgrade, this will take you back to the site for effective pricing, where you can decide whether you want to upgrade to the Pro, the Full, and the Starter plan. And if you do that, you have so much more control. You can change the questions. You can have different questions. You can price any service you like. You can offer the client a choice of different prices. You can give an upsell. You can print out proposals and so much more. Anyway, if you want to find out more at any time, click on the upgrade button, explore the website, and when you're ready to take your pricing to another level, select the Pro, the Full, or the Starter plan. Or if you're a particularly large firm, you might want to go for the Enterprise plan.